50 years ago, this was sand, sea, and a handful of pearl divers. Today, it's home to the tallest building on Earth, one of the busiest airports on the planet, and more construction cranes than most countries have in total. How did a fishing village turn into a global city in just 50 years? The honest answer isn't oil. Not really. It's the story of a ruler who bet everything on a hole in the ground, a creek, not an oil well. Long before any skyscraper, Dubai was a small settlement on a natural creek founded in 1833 by around 800 members of the Bani Yas tribe. Its economy ran on three things: fishing, pearl diving, and trade between India, East Africa, and the wider Gulf. Then came the 1930s. Japan invented the cultured pearl. The Great Depression crushed global trade. Dubai's economy collapsed almost overnight. By the 1950s, this was one of the poorest corners of the entire Arabian Peninsula. In 1958, a new ruler took over, Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. He looked at Dubai Creek, too shallow and too narrow for modern ships, and decided to fix it. There was one problem. Dredging it would cost more than Dubai's entire annual income. He borrowed the money anyway, years before anyone had found a single drop of oil here. The gamble worked. Bigger ships could finally dock. Trade, especially in gold, exploded overnight. This is the detail most people miss. Dubai bet on trade before it ever bet on oil. In 1966, oil was finally discovered offshore at the Fateh field. By 1969, the first shipment left Dubai's shores, 180,000 barrels. But compared to neighboring Abu Dhabi, Dubai's reserves were small, modest, almost disappointing. That turned out to be the luckiest disappointment in Dubai's history. Sheikh Rashid knew this oil would not last forever, so he poured it straight into infrastructure, not palaces. Port Rashid came first, then Jebel Ali, the largest man-made harbor on the planet, then a new airport and a World Trade Center in a city with barely any trade to centralize yet. He was building a global city years before the world had any reason to show up. Show up, they did. In 2018, Dubai launched its own airline with just 2 leased aircraft. Emirates. That same year, it opened the Jebel Ali Free Zone, a place where foreign companies could own 100% of their business, pay no tax, and move their profits out freely. It sounds obvious now. In the 1980s Gulf, it was radical. The free zones multiplied, so did the flights, so did the foreign money pouring in. By the 1990s, Dubai wasn't just trading goods anymore, it was trading trust, betting foreign investors would choose it over anywhere else in the region. Then came the buildings. In 1999, the sail-shaped Burj Al Arab opened, built to feel like the world's only 7-star hotel, whether or not that rating actually existed. Then came Palm Jumeirah, an island shaped like a palm tree, built from dredged sand and visible from space. Then, starting in 2004, the Burj Khalifa, 828 meters tall, more than half a mile high, the tallest building humans have ever built. It opened in January 2010, right after Dubai nearly went bankrupt. The 2008 financial crisis hit its property market so hard that Abu Dhabi had to step in with a multi-billion-dollar bailout. Dubai renamed its tallest tower after the man who helped save it, Khalifa, ruler of Abu Dhabi. So what does that 50-year bet look like today? Oil once made up half of Dubai's entire economy. Today, it's less than 1%. Trade, tourism, real estate, logistics, and finance now do the heavy lifting instead. Dubai's airport moves more international passengers than almost any other on Earth. Its population has grown from about 175,000 people in 1975 to more than 4 million today, an increase of over 2,000% in 50 years. Roughly 9 out of 10 people living there were not born in the UAE at all. Dubai built a global city by importing the globe to help build it. None of this came free. The workers who poured Burj Khalifa's concrete and welded its steel were largely migrant laborers from South Asia, often working long hours in extreme heat for low wages. Human rights groups have raised concerns for years about labor conditions on projects like these. Dubai's growth was also fueled by enormous borrowed money, the same debt that nearly broke the city in 2008. The story of Dubai's rise is real. So is the story of who actually built it and what that cost them. In 2021, Dubai finally hosted the World Expo, delayed a year by the pandemic, drawing more than 24 million visits. The site is now a permanent innovation district called 2020. The government has already published its next targets, doubling green space by 2040 and reaching 75% clean energy by 2050, because everyone in Dubai already knows the next uncomfortable truth. The oil, what little is left of it, will eventually run out completely. Dubai's real bet was never about oil at all. It was about becoming impossible to ignore before the oil ran out.